morning, everybody. FSC Trucking. Woke up this morning and, well, actually, I woke up this morning back in Georgia, the rest area, but it was still dark out. We're in Tennessee. We're just getting ready. We're on 24 heading towards Nashville. We're getting ready to go up over Monteagle Mountains. I figured I'd get some shots of the truck going up over the mountains for you. Got Orwell right here. Orwell is my 1984 Peterbilt, 362 Cabover, 3406B Caterpillar engine, 13-speed transmission. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button while you're here. You guys are going to want to see some of this. So what are we doing? Man, that's a pretty picture right there. Matter of fact, that might be the thumbnail. All right, there we go. All right, so what we're doing is we're hauling this Doosan wheel loader we picked up in Pooler, Georgia, and we're taking that to Minnesota. Let's go ahead and check this out. So there we have it, big giant wheel loader and its bucket. Alrighty, there we have it. We picked up the wheel loader, like I said, at the Keene Yard in Pooler, Georgia, and we're going to be dropping it off in Big Lake, Minnesota. So with that, let's go ahead and get the GoPro set up and get on down the line. Alrighty, boys and girls, getting ready to go here. Sad thing is with this rest area, it's kind of like, see if we can show it here. Yeah, see, it's like an island, and this is the new bridge. I forget what route is this, 20, 40? I don't remember. That's the new bridge they did. They get some nice, beautiful shots right here on camera. Problem is, the rest area is on this island, so we missed some of it. That's just kind of the way the ball bounces. Got my Southern Michigan Railroad product placement sitting on the dash. I do that on purpose, by the way. Put that down. Is a race they're going to or coming from. The RV with a race car trailer and a little baby toter pulling a race car trailer. To come down here to visit. I never have, really. Pretty where the clouds are hanging below the mountain there, over the water. Don't know, most truck drivers do, but there's a lot that don't, I suppose. We're on Interstate 24 which runs from Illinois Interstate 57 all the way down to Chattanooga, Tennessee. And when you take 24 from Chattanooga and head west towards Nashville, you go over a, should have downshifted earlier, you go through a mountain pass called Monteagle Mountain. Now if you're heading the other direction, eastbound, you have to stop at a mandatory brake check at the top before you descend down, and they want you to come down the hill at a slower speed. I really don't remember. I think 35 might be a little slower. Not really. I don't remember. You know, it's one of those things. I'm going down in a billion years, but I can't remember the speed limit. There's signs everywhere. They usually don't watch it too terribly, but sometimes they do. And then going westbound, they still want you slower on the downhill side, but it's not that bad. Going west, it's more of a hill climb than a descent, but still gotta watch yourself. And on the top, there's, you know, in the town of Monteagle, there's, I think a Pilot, might be a Love's, I'm not really sure. And you can walk to the Waffle House. I've eaten in there before, but I've only been in that Waffle House with automobiles. Various trips I have taken to and from Florida over the years in the cars. But it's real pretty through here, and years ago I used to think about, back when I was in the Air Force, I used to think about that, being a friend of mine who lived in Manchester, that I would wind up buying property out here and living out here. Of course, Tim Gentry lives up in Sweetwater. Tim Gentry of Gentry and Sons Trucking YouTube channel. He lives up the other direction, which is going 75 north. He's a little south of Knoxville, which is in the town of Sweetwater where he is. So it's a different area than what my buddy grew up with in the Air Force out in Manchester, but still Tennessee. Very pretty down here. I've considered moving down here many times. I have no idea where. I know Whistling Diesel left Indiana for Tennessee. In one of his videos, he talked about winter just killing half your year of productivity as a worker, construction worker that he used to be. And I'm kind of in the same boat. You know, winter definitely closes us up in Wisconsin quick, and it holds on late. So you don't get much of a summer. I've always talked about being down to Florida, but I have to change a bunch of things before I were to make a move like that. Well, we did just move into the new shop we're leasing, so we're going to make that work for a good while. If we make a move, we're going to make a move slowly, and with money set the way I want it, rather than having to be forced into something I don't necessarily want to jump right into. Every time I say that, something changes. And I love out here how you see the smoke or the clouds. It's really not smoke, it's clouds in the mountains right there. It's well below the mountain peak. Put that up a little higher. It's well below the mountain peak, but it's right there. You know, I always thought that was very beautiful around here. I imagine that's why they called them the Great Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. Right now, living in the United States of America, you have so many different climates of regions. You know, Wisconsin, it's cold. Florida, it's hot. Go down to Keys, it's tropical. Hawaii, forget about it. I mean, Hawaii's beautiful. They're a little whacked out there, but it's beautiful. California. That state's got so many different types of regions. Beautiful to visit. Couldn't live there though, especially in this business. So many absolutely gorgeous places to visit in this country. And I've seen a lot by truck. And I really hope to see more in the future. Soon we're gonna go take my son's Jeep, hopefully my older son, and Polaris Razor, run out there to Glamis, play with those out there, out in the desert, the sand dunes, way Southern California. Can't wait for that. Traveling with that Razor. Jen and I have a few ideas on what to do with that too. Matter of fact, leave a comment, you guys that ride side-by-sides. Christmas time. If I were to take time off around Christmas, you know, between Christmas and New Year's, where would be a spot to go? Where would be an awesome spot to take the Polaris Razor Christmas time? That's open and hopefully not too snowy. I know there's spots in Kentucky and Tennessee, but I don't know if they're open that time of year. I know Wisconsin, they're real picky on when they have their trails open, which is very prohibitive actually. Michigan, they'll let you do a lot, but it's, you know, it's closed up in the snow. Someone's gonna be real bad to get home, the furniture ain't in their pickup truck. Someone's wife, I thought you went to go get furniture. They're like, honey, I did. It fell out of the truck. Oh man, that's terrible. Explain that one to the wife. There's another. Oh my God. Mattress. Boys and girls, you can see by the Waze map there, we're going to go that way. Westbound or eastbound comes back that way, so we're at the base of the mountain. And up we go. coming up behind me. I don't want to be in his way if I can help it. that brake, step on it and stay on it, bring it down. Not hard, but hard enough. Although this one was kind of weird. We came around a bend, have a slight uphill. But what you want to do is come to the, whatever gear you decide is best to go down the hill, and obviously got to reduce them to go down the hill. Just threw the jakes back on. We'll jake it up a little. We're going to need brake. So bring her up. Let the RPM come up.
Out here. Turn it a
little bit. So I'm going to start slowing her down. So bring her down. Apply your brake. Not firmly, but hard enough to actually make the truck stop. Not stop, but slow. Keep bringing her down. Don't want to ride it too long, build up too much heat. Get it down. See, we just trimmed about 8 miles an hour off. Now I'm off the brake completely. Let the truck build back up, cooling the brakes that I just heated. Up and down Monteagle. Again. To the Thorntons over here in Antioch, Tennessee. It's across from the TA. It's a fairly new place. You can tell I don't come around here all that often. But one thing I noticed here, and I've been seeing a lot of this, it's always been this way, but it's been getting worse. Why is the TA, why is the price of the TA at the pump cash $4.88 a gallon, where right here at Thornton's, it's $4.33. Now that's 50 cents a gallon. Now I might say it's not that big a deal. It is a big deal when you're putting on a lot of fuel. I give an example, like my dad, he will, I say worry, but he'll know where all the gas prices are in places he goes. And he will literally stop at a gas station with the car if it's 3 or 4 cents a gallon less. And I'm like, Dad, you're putting on 13, 14 gallons, you're saving 30 cents. It's not a big deal. Now, if you could save 50 cents a gallon for 200 gallons, well, now you're talking a couple of sandwiches. You're a little more than 30 cents, no? It's 50 cents per 1 gallon, and we're putting 200. Now, granted, Orwell was a little under half when we left this morning, so I'm not really sure how much it's going to take. But point is, it's a lot of money. Now, we're supposed to get some kind of discounts to TA. To be honest, that might have ended. I'm really not sure. I do got to make a couple phone calls with the office to find out, but there's no way it's beating 50 cents a gallon. Besides, the TA service typically is terrible, so I'm gonna give these guys a try. I'm gonna start trying to get fuel, you know, at those smaller mom and pop places like I do back home in Jersey. In the meantime, we'll walk around, check our crap, make sure everything's still good. And the rubber's still there. I tightened these a little bit tighter this morning, like 1 click a piece. Straps do stretch over time. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. I missed that big old shiny Peter car over there. Look at that beauty. Looking truck. Sweet Pete right there. That's got to be a glider. That sounds like a 60 series Detroit in there too. That's a good looking rig. Now check this out, boys and girls. Got me a free hat before I fueled up here. We'll leave that right there. Not bad. So I put on, I'll show you this here. So I put on $472. That came out to 171 gallons. So 4.88 minus 4.33 equals 55 cents difference. 171 gallons times 0.55, 55 cents, equals savings of $94. $94 difference between here and the TA for the same fill up. Anybody want to tell me how the hell TA even is around anymore? Really? Is everybody buying TA through some fleet discount deal? That's insane. Paperwork is done. So I also got water and an energy drink. I might drink one a day anymore, if that. I was up before the sun, so whatever, it is what it is. All right, boys and girls, we are good to go. You to pull through up to the line, and I didn't want to block the pump. I know I was going to set up my cameras and stuff, but with everybody parking there, it makes it hard. If you had to get out from the stall next to me, you ain't getting it done. That's why I came out at a weird angle. The way I have the GoPro set up, so I'm hoping to get some nice shots of Nashville. So I got that one facing out the side mostly. That ought to give us some nice shots of the city. I have a totally different angle. The back one is sitting on the bucket. That'll give us a different view, and of course the one with you know, you guys over my shoulder. My supervisors. White car might be a little upset with me, but he'll get over it. Yikes, hell of a hole right there. Almost took the wheel out of my hand. Circles from the side shows right there, a few miles, like a half a mile back. Anybody notice that? hill to give you better shots of Nashville. So recently I've been making longer videos since I did the collab with Gentry. I've been letting them go a little long. The collab with Gentry was like, what, an hour and 12 minutes? That was way long, but I didn't, if it bombed, I didn't want to do it in multi-parts, you know, and so I decided, you know, let's just do a long video and see how it does. See how the analytics come back, like how long you guys watched into it. There was a great movie, kind of off topic, back to me taking some advice. There was a great movie that was out many years ago. It was called Revolver. It's like a chess movie, but it was a real mind screw. It really messed with your head. And it had Andre 3000 in it. It had Jason Statham in it. It had Vincent Pastore from Sopranos. The one thing that was said over and over again, talking about playing chess or the con.
Rule 1. You can only get smarter by playing a smarter opponent.
Well, I'm not necessarily playing a smarter opponent. There's just no opponent here. At least Gentry and I don't look at things. Of course, Tim Gentry from Gentry and Sons YouTube channel, sorry, Gentry and Sons Trucking YouTube channel. We don't look at it like a competition. We can do things together. We can do most of our content completely separate and, you know, work from there. But Tim gave me some good advice on how I can continue to grow, because my channel stalled in its growth. It's still growing, but it wasn't growing as fast. So I decided to take some of his advice, and he told me why he does what he does, and he told me what I probably should try to do. And of course I had a rebuttal to, this is why I haven't been doing that, why should I? And he had some good answers. One of them. Another one that it kind of goes against me, but I'll try, is I'm trying to talk in the videos more. Explain what I do, how I do it, why we're doing it. Bring you guys into the life. Doesn't mean you're gonna come home and spend the night on my couch, but since at this point I'm only talking to a camera, you know, the means of which I speak to you guys, talk to you a little more, explain things a little bit more, even if it's redundant, because not everybody watches every single video. Hence, like I said earlier, why we're, well, not why we're going through Nashville, but there's a point to that in a minute. But trying to get different camera angles and explaining why and how and so on. One of the other things that I should explain is the route we're taking. We're gonna stay on 24, and we're gonna pop up from Tennessee into Indiana. It's kind of a pretty area up that way. Through Tennessee, you know, northern Tennessee up into Kentucky and Indiana, and then come into Illinois, and then run Illinois into Iowa. No, sorry. Illinois through St. Louis into Missouri into Iowa. I only did this route one other time. And I don't know if I edited that video yet, now that I think about it. Or if I even filmed it. Either way, this will be the first you're seeing it. Sorry about that clicking. It's the vlogging handle from my camera, my Sony.
Watch out, construction on road ahead.
It'll be a different route, a different video. Try to change it up a little bit, right? By the way, I'm only putting that Thornton's hat up there for product placement since they gave it to me. and buying fuel from them is $91 in comparison to the TA. So if anybody from Thornton sees this video, you know, we can talk about product placement and advertising. Just saying. Now we're finally getting into Nashville. What do you guys think of them Jeep Gladiators? I did a video when they came out right before COVID at the Chicago Auto Show. Did a test track of that. You know, put a, you know, wherever over there for, you know, the cards they call it. Click there to watch that video. Years before the channel took off, when Chicago Auto Show came through, Gladiators were brand new. We got a ride in one at a little test track at Chicago Auto Show. It was pretty badass. Matt went with me on that. That was the whole deal. Before the world went crazy. But anyway, yeah, the Gladiators, what do you think about them pickup truck Jeeps? Like them, dislike them? My older son hates them. Jen wants one so bad. She wants a Grand Wagoneer more though. But we need to pay off some crap before we go buying a Grand Wagoneer for sure. Those things are like 100 grand. Only trouble is if I get a Jeep Gladiator for Jen, there's no sense in buying a really nice one unless you get the Rubicon or, you know, one of the upper ones that can do off-roading real easy. And then Jen will get all upset if I get it dirty or scratched or damaged, like my older son Sean does with his. He's got a 2-door Wrangler. Another video right there, you can see us off-roading that. So yeah, Jen will never like appreciate me taking her Jeep off-roading, and I'm not going to spend a lot of money to get a Rubicon or anything like that and not take it off-road. So therein lies the problem. What I really want is a Ram TRX. And if my ankles come good, we should have a nice view of the city. Load's going. He wants the well, you guys want to see the city, not the wide load. It is pretty. I've never really hung out in Nashville. Maybe Christmas time, that wouldn't be a bad idea. We were talking about that earlier. Christmas time trip, get out of the winter doldrums. Where should I go? Is Nashville a good spot? Side by side guys, are there places to go here in the winter time with your side by side? Right there, that's what them concrete pumps are good for right there. That is a concrete pump. That's what they do. It's good. They example of it. Couldn't think of it till now. Oversized and needed an escort car. That van is right there. You want an aggressive one. You want the Boston four-wheelers away from you. That way you can get to where you need to get to and let your escort corral the four-wheelers out of your way. See, he moves over first, gives the guy room. He'll come over. Once it needs over one more, that escort car will go over one, and then the wide load will move. Heading over to him. There he goes, see? Messed up. I'm watching that wide load, and now I'm looking around like I'm kind of half. When I moved over, I was looking to see if I had the room because of the wide load. I like talking about wide loads. I went into wide load mode. Obviously, I have a legal load. Legal meaning within legal dimensions. Oh boy, listen to the hate and discontent again.
Now you're trying to act like you're so intelligent. 87-mile driving ass motherfucker.
Did you get your gut or what?
And what? Go pick up the $500 check Friday. Shut up.
Got $500 check? That's it? I haven't done 2 days.
Everybody want to come over there and get some of this money.
I make more 2 days than you do in a week.
You don't make shit.
Where the fuck you at? I'll come beat your ass right now. 0.8. Thanks, MTR pays good. That's funny. MTR's so shady, they don't even have toll pads.
Yeah, mother shot rat. Come on down to Chicago.
Got lowered lane foot. Yeah, she's really got it down.
Oh, CB ninja fighting.
Oh, yeah, she's all about sanctuary. They actually come there. Why is she
Hell, if you want to get mad at anybody, you ought to get mad at the governors out there trying to send those illegal immigrants all across the country.
Oh, yeah, that God forsaken state, but I don't live anywhere around that shit. Chicago is a sanctuary city. They're sending them to the city where they said they wanted them.
gotta admit, that is pretty ignorant right there.
It is. It's all racing. Just look at the picture. White House. It's all about race. If you ain't white, you ain't right.
Well, that guy that just said the N-word, he the one that made the race, so don't act like you didn't hear it.
You've been saying the N-word for 20 minutes, fool.